Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Rusty 78609 from Rob Jagger's Bureau of Land Management Campground near Capitan, New Mexico. Beautiful day, as you can see. Perfectly blue skies, and I'm in my Casita 2019 Freedom Deluxe with the swivel chairs, 17-footer, weighs 2,450 pounds. And we're going to talk about sanitizing your fresh water tank. And I'll tell you how to do it. It's really simple, and you should do it at least once a year. And there's some other tips I'll give you along the way. Now the sun's behind me, so I'll try to keep my shadow out of everything. But underneath your RV somewhere, all you guys, there is a little drain spout. Mine is right up in there. I've got the cap off because I just drained the tank, the 16-gallon tank, because I put in the sanitizer yesterday. What do I use? Well, let me tell you first. Let me get back to the beginning here. First, you got to, drain your tank, drain all the water out of your tank, your fresh water tank. Then add about 1 ounce per 8 gallons of water. But the easier way to do it, there's a jillion ways to do it, and everybody has their own way. What I do is I take a 1/4 cup of bleach, add it to a gallon jug of water, and then I pour the gallon jug. I've got a funnel, and I add that gallon of water to the freshwater tank right here. Okay, you got a funnel goes in there. I add the gallon of chlorinated water, so to speak. I just use Clorox bleach. That's enough chlorine for me. 1/4 cup to a gallon of water, add it to your tank, and then fill your tank up and let it sit overnight, and then drain it. Okay, drain all that water out, and then you can go one step farther and flush it, and that means you go ahead and add about 5 gallons of water, and then drain that out too to clear out any of the residue of the Clorox. I don't. I leave that whatever's in the tank as the sanitizer for the 16 gallons that I'm fixing to add. And so once you've done that, you've pretty well sanitized your tank. Now you can go a step farther if you choose to, and that is to turn the water off there, that's the garden hose stuff that's hooked up to your RV. Turn that source of water off, okay, and then turn on your 12-volt pump with water in your tank, the chlorinated water in your tank, and open all of your faucets, and that will sanitize all of your water lines, because it'll run that chlorinated water through all of your lines, and also it'll run it through around the hoses at the pump. So yeah, that's a good idea. Do I do that? No, I just rely on the residue chlorinated water in the tank, because even after you've drained the tank, it never drains completely unless you're just perfectly level. So there's going to be a cup or 2 or 3 maybe of water in the tank that is chlorinated. And so when you add water back, like I do, because this time I'll add 10 gallons because I'm not going boondocking now, but when I like to have 10 gallons in the tank when I'm traveling, so that way I can wash my hands and do different things as I'm going down the highway. But once you've flushed your system, and flushed out all the chlorinated water, and you just use Clorox or whatever some kind of cheap bleach, that's all it is chlorine. And if you're using city water in your holding tank all the time, you probably don't have to do it at all. But why? Because all city water is chlorinated. But what you get into, like this Bureau of Land Management campground, this is a water well, and the Valley of the Fires is a water well. There's no chlorine in that water, so you're not getting anything in your tank to kill bacteria. So just a word to the wise, maybe once a year or twice a year, depending on how often you want to do it, sanitize your freshwater system by adding 1/4 cup of bleach to 16 gallons. Now another way you can do it is, and people do this all the time, some people just add about a tablespoon or less of bleach to their tank occasionally, and that's plenty, but you don't want to get too much chlorine in there. And why? Because when you take a shower, you're going to come out a shade lighter, okay? And your hair that went in black is going to come out red, so you don't want to do that. But anyway, that's all I had to say other than enjoy your life. I'm planning on doing some boondocking when it cools down here, because the the boondocking weather for me, and for most people I'm sure, is when the highs are no more than 80 and the lows are right about 50. That's just perfect boondocking weather. So with that in mind, freshen your water tank. Yeah, it'll help keep you healthy, and it will help avoid problems in the future. But yeah, just add if you choose to. Some people don't like to drain. They just want to add a little Clorox. Maybe a teaspoon at once or twice a year. That works fine. Just make it a matter of routine. Put it on your Google Calendar or whatever you use for a reminder, and once or twice a year, add a little Clorox to your fresh water tank, and you're good to go. Now, as far as your gray water and black water, you use something else in there. You don't want to use Clorox in there that I know of, because that bacteria in your holding tanks, even though it creates odor, it also does some other things. But anyway, and you can use Campa Chem chemicals for the gray and black water if you choose to. I use just very little for that. But anyway, guys, thumbs up, carpe diem, adios, bye-bye. Buy anything you want anytime, but if you think about it, using a link, that's a WeBoost antenna, signal booster for Verizon. It works great. Check them out. And then what else? Yeah, drink plenty of water, stretch, walk. Keep your health, you know what I mean? And maybe you can be out here one of these days, or maybe you are already. It's a beautiful place. They've done a lot of work here, and they got a lot of equipment here, but nothing's moved, and I've been here 4 days. So, they're not doing anything now. They just stopped, just like you turn the light switch off. So having said that, guys, enjoy your life. Adios, bye-bye. At ease, carry on, all that stuff. Hasta luego, aloha. Isn't this pretty to hear that bird? No, you probably can't hear it because the bird's behind me. But yeah, this is a really nice campground here. Really nice. They got the vault toilets, no showers, just water and electric, but they do have a dump station, but it's like $15 to dump, even if you're camping here. They charge everybody for dumping, and the reason is they have to have it pumped out, and it's expensive. So that's that, guys. Adios. Isn't that pretty, though?